Hey y'all, I'm back. Happy New Year, Happy New Life. So, before we get into this topic and put the money up, so, mhm, okay. Okay. Um, okay. Uh, okay. My, hold on. Give me a moment. Let me see if everything's good. But yeah, the mistakes that I've made with my money saving challenges. Hi, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I was just checking on something. Hold on. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so mistakes that I've made with my money saving challenges. So, in my last video, I mentioned towards the end of my last video, I mentioned um how my cousins would come up with this money saving goal at the beginning of every year. And it would always be this big ass goal. Like, it'll always be this big goal, like $10,000, $20,000. It'll just 25,000, 50,000. It'll just always be this big goal. And like I said in my last video, I was young. I was, when you're younger, time seems to move slower until you get past 25, 26. And then you get to 27, like I am right now. You notice how time kind of speeds up just a little bit, just a little bit. And I'm pretty sure when I turn 30, 31, 32, it's going to speed up a lot bit. Okay, and then 40, just, you're going to be planning stuff 2, 3, 5 years in advance. Okay? So, um, they would always come up with these big goals like, yeah, but then by December 31st of whatever year it was, that you need to have $25,000, or you don't want to fail the challenge. Don't fail. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. And so me, my young little self, I'll be like, oh my God. Like, say if December 31st got here and I didn't save the amount that they said to save, I would think that I failed and I would just kind of give up. And it was because I was creating goals that were unattainable to me at that time. I was creating goals that were unattainable. And not only was I creating goals that was unattainable, I was not writing anything down. I was creating unattainable, unrealistic goals, and I was not writing anything down. I had everything up here in my head. Like, yeah, I want to do this, and yeah, I want to say this, and yeah, I want to go here, and yeah, I want to do this right here, and yeah, I got this. It's like overcrowding your mind, which is not good. And it's something that I would do all the time in my early 20s. That is something I would do all the time in my early 20s is crowd my mind. I would crowd my mind. I don't know what I had against writing stuff down. I don't know. I just would not write nothing down. Don't ask me why. I just did not. I just believed that I could just have everything in my head and I know what I want to do and I know how I'm gonna do it and I'm just do it. But it really helps if you write stuff down. Like I started writing stuff down the middle of last year, and a, a lot of stuff started to come into fruition. A lot of stuff came that I wrote down came true. A lot of stuff that I wrote down came true. A lot of stuff that I put on a vision boards. A lot of stuff on my vision board came true. A lot of stuff that I wrote down on a piece of paper came true. And when I created actual goals, when I shot for something, when I aimed at something, it seemed that I hit it. It seemed that I hit the goal that I was aiming for. But I listened to Dave Ramsey, and Dave Ramsey said he listened to Zig Ziglar. I do too. Zig Ziglar said if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. And that's what I was doing in my early 20s. I was aiming at nothing. I thought I was aiming at something because I just said all the stuff that I wanted to do, but I had nothing written down. I had nothing written down. I had nothing on a planner. I didn't have no planner. Like people would buy me planners and I would basically for some reason not use them. People would buy me planners and I would just think that they were cute and I just wouldn't use them. But now I do. Now that I'm a little older and more mature and more understanding and more experienced, I definitely use planners and notebooks and journals now. Definitely, definitely, most definitely. I can't go without it. But yeah, Zig Ziglar said, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. If you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. Mhm. And with that being said, I said, I'm gonna write everything that I want down. I'm gonna write all my goals down, all of my inspirations, aspirations, motivate, whatever I want, my goals. I'm gonna just write everything down. And when I started doing that, the things that I wrote down started to happen for me. It started to happen for me because I was actually aiming at something. I was actually aiming at something and not just lollygagging, basically. Excuse me. I was actually aiming at something and not lollygagging and just going through the motions, just whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's what I would do with the money saving challenges. I would pick goals that were unrealistic, unattainable. I would give up if I didn't meet the goal and the exact number. I would also put myself on unrealistic time frames. And I also did not really aim at anything. I would just have this big number in my head. Like I would just have this big number in my head, like $10,000. And I didn't even break down until 2 years ago. I didn't even break down the numbers. I didn't even break down how much it would be to actually save $10,000 in 1 year. I never broke that down. I never wrote it down, and I never calculated that. I just said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna just have it. I'm gonna just put money in a savings account, and it should be 10,000 by the end of the year." Nah, that's why at the end of the year, that's why in my early 20s, at the end of the year, I would only have 500, or I would only have $200, $300. Like, and I'd be like, I'm supposed to have way more than this. But yeah, mhm. That is why in my early 20s, I would not have what I said I wanted because I didn't write anything down. I came up with unrealistic, stupid goals. I thought a year was longer than it actually was. I thought a year was longer than it actually was. And I just basically squandered my money and my time in my early 20s. Um, I wouldn't say I squandered my time. I guess you could say I did, I guess, if you want to be real, but I mean, I just probably didn't know what to do with it, which is the same as squandering, huh? But um, mm, but oh, but yeah, now I don't set unrealistic money saving challenging goals. I be realistic with myself. I I also don't set goals that I can't keep up with. Like, say if I say, "Oh, I'm gonna save $800 a month," which is close to I think $10,000 a year. Well, not I think $800 a month would be like 995, 9,600, something like that. It'd be like 9,000 something. But say if I said I wanted to save 850 a month. Now, realistically, a lot of people can't do that, especially if you have kids or if you if you have nephews or nieces you taking care of, kids or whatever you got going on, or school or bills, or say if you have a car or whatever, a lot of people probably cannot save $850 a month. That's 10,000. That's a little over $10,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money to have at the end of the year. Like for people who be like, oh, $10,000 ain't shit. $10,000 ain't nothing. Da, 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 da." Okay, well, I guess let somebody come on the street and give you $10,000 and see if you turn it down. You're not going to turn it down. Who are you? So stop saying it's not nothing. Everything is something. And y'all wonder why y'all don't have no money because y'all keep saying money is nothing. Like $10,000 is something. $5,000 is something. 'Cause if someone was to come on the street and give you the money, you would not turn it down. You would actually be happy, like, oh, this is a lot of money to get at one time. But since you have to work hard and save it, it's not a lot. Unless you have over 50,000 or 100,000. Like who's actually saving $100,000 a year unless you're a multi-millionaire? You're not gonna, yeah, but um but yeah. But yeah, I gotta get out of that mindset that certain amount of money is nothing. It's better than zero. It is better than zero. I say that. But yeah, make sure when y'all set these goals, it's realistic and attainable, and make sure that it's not something that you can't keep up with. Like, um, I guess the point that I was trying to make earlier before I got off topic, $800 a month. A lot of people may not be able to do that, but a lot of people may be able to keep up with $100 a month, maybe even $200 a month. People could keep up with that. Um, and then you gonna have some people that say, "Oh, that ain't shit. That ain't no money. That ain't no money." Nah, nah, nah." And those are the same people that probably saved $0 throughout the whole entire year, or seriously, like, is any money that you save is better than no money saved. So I don't want you to think that, oh, because you can only do 100, or even if you can only do 50, because we all have different circumstances. We all have different circumstances. We all have different things going on. So however much you can save, that's your business. That's your business. That is your money. That's your life. All I'm gonna say is it's way better than zero. A lot better than zero. A lot better than zero. A lot better than 0. A lot better than zero. I'll say that. Okay. But yeah, um, yeah, make sure you guys are just writing everything down and actually breaking the numbers down and calculating the numbers out. Whatever goal you have, make sure that you're actually calculating how much it'll be to save each month. Like back in my early 20s when my cousins would come up with these money saving challenges, and they would always come up with like 10, 20,000. And I had no clue that it costs $833 a month to save $10,000 a year, and that's a lot of money for the average person to save per year. Because most people may not have that much money left after they pay all their bills. If you pay all your bills by yourself, now if you live with a roommate, if you have a roommate or a boyfriend, or you live with your family and you probably only pay utilities, or if you are lucky enough to have a family that you happen to live with that don't charge you nothing, oh yeah, you can save $10,000 a year. You better. You better be saving $10,000 a year if you live with family and your family is nice enough to let you live there rent free and you got a job. You better have $10,000 by December 31st, 2025. I'm telling you right now, or even 2026. Better. So, it's no excuse. It's no excuse. If you live with family, rent free, there's no excuse to not have $10,000 by the end of the year. If you live with family, rent free. Oh goodness gracious, goodness gracious. See, when I was living with my family, I paid half everything. And it was me and my brother and my mother. My brother got tired and moved out and said, I ain't paying no bills and being treated like a child. I might as well pay all of my bills on my own and do whatever the F I want to do. And so it was just me and my mother left. And child, do I have the stories? Ooh. We ain't gonna get into that in this video, but all I'm gonna say is I did not live rent free at my parents' house, and I was like, I might as well get me a roommate or get my own place or move in with my boyfriend. I was like, you might as well do something to get out of there. You might as well rent a room, get a roommate, get your own place, or get your own place with your boyfriend. Because this thing you got going on with your mama ain't working. Your brother don't left, your other sister don't left, and now it's just you and her, and it just ain't working out. And that's another story for another time. That's another topic. Boy, do I have the topics. Okay. Ciao. But yeah, hey, sipping some tea. Hi, girl. How are you? How are you? But yeah, girl, I was just talking about this money saving challenges and how I feel like people, um, I guess basically telling my experiences in my early 20s, how like I was saving money, but I couldn't keep it because I didn't know, like I didn't have any real goals. And then I was just talking about how people who live with their parents rent free should be able to save 10,000, but me, when I was living with my parents, I was not able to save 10,000 because I paid half of everything. My parents did not let me live rent free. But yeah, so yeah, like yeah. And if you live with a like say if you live with a roommate, now you might not be able to save 10,000, but you should be able to save 5,000 or maybe even 3,000. Definitely 3,000. Definitely 3,000. 3,000 is 250 a month. It depends on how expensive the apartment is, and it depends on how much it depends on how much your rent is. And it also depends on how much you get paid at whatever job you're working at. So you have to calculate how much you make a year and how much you spending on your bills. Calculate how much you make a year and how much you spending on your bills, and calculate how much money you have left over. And that right there will tell you how much money you were able to save within 1 year. For some of y'all, it could be 2,000. For some of y'all, it could be 3,000. For some of y'all, it could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000. It depends on where you work at and how much you get paid. But for most, I think for a majority of people, it will be around 3 to 6,000, around that range, and around that mid range, 3 to 6,000, somewhere around there. But most, even though most people can do that, for some reason they don't. For some reason, I don't know why. They just don't. That's why they say only 40% of Americans have $1,000. No, they say only 40% of Americans have $500 or more in their savings, and only about 30% have $1,000 or more in their savings. And I was like, dang, that little bit of people have $1,000 in their savings, and then there's this whole lot of other people over here that don't have nothing. These people over here of all ages, all walks of life, all ages, all races, have nothing in their savings. Even if they have a fortunate situation, sometimes people could be complacent or spoiled, or maybe they have rich parents. And just because your parents rich don't mean you rich. Or maybe you have a middle class family that, okay, yeah, they got money, but just because your parents middle class or your parents rich, yeah, you are rich and middle class by default because that's your parents and you happen to be up under them. But realistically, if you was to be on your own, you would be poor on your own. But with your family, you're middle class, or you're rich, or you're lower middle class, or upper working class. If I don't even know. I don't even know if upper working class is a thing, or is it just middle class? I don't know. Maybe middle class. But I feel like a upper working class. Okay, I feel like there's a working class, but then there's like a in between. There's like a upper working class. I feel like those people are people who don't have no kids and who can live with roommates. And since they live with roommates, they may not make that much money per year, but since they have roommates, they're able to save a lot of money. I feel like that's upper working class, like, or maybe lower middle class, because majority of the time when people live together, they live in nice neighborhoods because they're able to afford it. Because it's like three, four people in this big nice house, and they all paying like 5, 6, 700 a month, but they probably only making like 2, 3,000 a month or 2,500, maybe some 1,700 a month, or however much they make. I don't know what they work at, but since they don't have to pay big bills on their own, they are able to save a lot, which probably would put them in middle class. Not by income, but it'll put them in middle class by their savings account, debt to income ratio, debt to savings ratio, their credit could be boosted because they have the extra money to boost it, stuff like that. But yeah. Hmm. But yeah, definitely. Let me close this window. Oh shit! It's oh. Ooh. Ooh. But yeah, make sure that your money saving challenges is something that is attainable, realistic, easy. Like, don't set a goal that you can't keep up with. Like, don't set no $850 goal, knowing damn well you're not gonna keep up with it after a month or two. Do something that you know gonna keep up with month after month after month after month, and it's easy, quick, attainable, and consistent. And it could be continuous. Yes, 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 yes. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I may come back with another topic. I'm gonna come back with one last topic. Since it is the new year, I'm gonna come back with one last topic. And um I'm gonna start back uploading more videos. And yeah. If you would like to join my Discord, email me. And remember, you have to be in the industry in order to join the Discord. You cannot just be willy-nilly anybody from anywhere want to join the Discord. You gotta be in the industry as a PSO, stripper, phone sex operator, webcam model, 304. You gotta be in the industry, my darling. You gotta be in the industry, my darling. Okay? Alright, y'all. Happy saving, happy new year, happy January, happy new year, happy saving, happy life. I'll be back with another live with a very, 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 very important topic that I think I need to hear, you need to hear. It's a new year, so everybody who maybe need help with this needs to hear. So I'm gonna go ahead and go out here. I'll see you guys next time. Alright, y'all. Bye. See you later. Adiós. Hablas luego.